Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we find people who have social proof. You know what social proof is? Social proof is someone who can point to something that they built and say, yo, here's proof that I built it. Everybody can see it. It's not no secret. I'm not the only person that knows about my success. And again, we got somebody else today, man, somebody who grind. Here's the thing. I am a competitive grinder, okay? I take pride in my ability to work hard. But my man Keon give me a run for my money. What's up, man?
What's
Keon,
up, baby?
what's the word?
Man, it's
What's
great,
in the
man,
building?
fantastic, man. And look, it's that time.
It's that time.
It's that time, bro. It's
that
2020. I can feel a new energy in the air. And it's that time to really get what we deserve.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Let me ask you this. So from going from 2018 to 2019, did you feel a new energy? Like, was it a different vibe?
It was a completely different vibe. I think it was more of a weighted energy, right? It felt like you was trying to accomplish something and couldn't quite get there. Like, you could see it and you could feel it, but you had something pulling you back to where you couldn't get there, you know? And I think the whole 2019, I know for me personally, I was able to kind of shake some of that weight off and kind of figure out what that weight was, you know, to kind of free me to be able to get to it.
For sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
So every year, bro, I feel like it's about to be like a huge year. And the cool thing is, it has been pretty much every year. You know, like 2015, like 2016 is happening out here. And then, like, for sure, I've been able to progress, man, every year after that. So I guess introduce everybody to, you know, who you are, because you have an amazing story, and I definitely want to get into that.
Man, let's get it. I'm Keon Davis, man, owner-operator of Smooth and Groove. We're a smoothie company. We just moved to Atlanta about a year ago. We originated in Auburn, Alabama. I've been doing the business for about 8 years now, and we got the best smoothies on earth.
On earth, with an F.
On earth.
Absolutely. So how did you start? Because now I see you with all the celebrities, and like you be on Tyler Perry's studio. Like, first off, we need to figure out how you wiggle your way into every room. Every time I talk to you, like, yeah, I'm locked in with the mayor, and we just had lunch. Like, what? What are you talking about? So how did it start? Take me back to the beginning.
It started, man, honestly, when I graduated college. I was one of those guys that I did all the parties in college and played ball. I cut hair. I was the hustler of the year, you know, that guy, you know what I mean? And so at the time, I was supposed to graduate at a certain year, but I didn't take a freshman English course, right? So I went all the way through. Mind you, I'm the first to go to college in my family. I messed up 2 years, right? My first year, I had a 1.9 GPA, like, you know, the same story, right? And so
What school did you go to?
I went to Tuskegee.
Tuskegee.
Yeah.
That's HBCU, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Oh, yeah. I see why you had a 1 point something.
Oh, yeah. First year. First and second year.
All first.
Off the bustle.
Right.
So then I'm like, all right, I got my stuff together. I changed my major from OT to business. And then I had the opportunity to get a job at, what is it called? I can't even remember what it is, a bank. Regions, that's what it was, Regions.
Yeah,
and so I was on the MA program, so it's 1,500 applicants, and they picked 5. And they picked me. You know, I was one of the 5 they picked out of 1,500. And then what ended up happening was...
After you graduated?
No, this was before I graduated. This is my senior year.
Senior year, gotcha.
Going into graduation. I did that, and I done did all this stuff. So I'm like, yeah, man, you know, I'm the first in my family to go to college. I'm finna get this great corporate job with a salary, you know, that whole nine. And then what happened was I found out that I wasn't graduating, right? I didn't take a freshman English course. So I'm like, okay, cool. What do we need to do? I need to pay for it, or what? How are we gonna figure this out? You know, because I got this job, bro. You know, I got this job. So they're like, nah, you just got to retake it. And they don't offer it over the summer. They only offer it next fall, right? So I'm like, bro, like, you got to be kidding me, bro. So the whole time I'm trying to figure something out. I'm devastated because I'm thinking I'm letting my family down because now I got the salary. I'm at the bank. I can help everybody.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Went through that situation, had to go take the class over. I lost the job, right? They had to pick somebody else up. The job started 2 weeks after graduation, right?
How much were they gonna pay you, or how much did you think you was gonna make?
I was gonna start off at 65,000.
What year was this?
2014.
Oh, okay.
2014.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 34. I just turned 34.
34.
Yeah.
So you graduated 2000. Nah, you couldn't have, bro. 2015?
Bro, listen to me. I came to school in 04.
04.
I was in L to play football for 2 years.
08.
Then I played football
For 4 years.
for 4 years.
That's 12.
And then I missed that. Well, I graduated 2010 December, but I walked 2011. That's what
You
it
graduated 2010 in
Walked.
December.
Yep.
You went to, so you were there for 6 years.
7, 6.5.
Six,
and a
okay,
half.
got you.
6.5 years.
Okay, got
Yeah,
you.
6.5 years. So, I guess that's the time frame. So then we did that, man, and I couldn't get a job nowhere after that. I was devastated. So I started selling cars, right? So I took professional selling. You know, I was dope. I know how to sell. I sell every day of my life, you know.
Right.
So I got pretty good at selling cars.
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm selling. My first month, I sold 14 cars, you know. And they like, bro, who is this? You know, who is this? I'm like, bro, I really like this junk, you know.
Right.
I'm making $12,000 a month. Like,
Right.
okay, cool, we can do this.
get
You know what
that.
I'm saying? But I'm still, mind you, I'm still in school. So I don't know the first thing about managing money. I'm making more money than I've ever seen anybody in my family make, right? I'm doing this, making money, but I'm blowing it. I was the party guy.
Of course.
I was the party
20s,
guy.
you
Yeah,
out here
I'm the
wavy.
party guy. We buying the bar out.
Right.
You know, we go to the bar. Hey, everybody drink. We want to have a good time. You know what I mean? So I'm making this cash, but I'm blowing it as fast as I can make it, right? So finally, I'm doing that. I only sold cars for a year, but I started reading this book, The Alchemist. You know,
Yep, good one,
everybody know
good
the book. You know, everybody know the book. I'm reading the book, The Alchemist, and it's talking about your personal omens and you doing this. And so it was at one point I had sold 18 cars, bro. This was like,
And is this like 1 month?
yeah, it's 1 month. So the end of the month came, and my little brothers at the time was in a championship football game. So I'm like, hey, you know, I'm gonna tell my managers I'm gonna leave, and I won't be here for the last couple of days of the month because I'm going to see my little brothers play. It's cool. I done met my goal, surpassed it. I done sold more cars than everybody at the dealership, so we should be good, right? So I went to him. He like, no, you can't go. It's the end of the month. You know, I'm like, what you mean? I done made my goal, surpassed my goal.
Right.
You know, whatever. And he was like, nah, bro. He was like, you got to do this for the team. I'm like, bro, it's people that's off right now, right? That only got 5 cars sold. Why are you talking to me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was the first lick, right? And so I was like, you know what, man? All right, whatever. I'm finna leave anyway. I'm still gonna go.
Right.
The second thing was they had a sales manager's job come up, like the sales manager, right? Be able to be the manager of the sales team. I'm like, bet, I'm here 3-4 months. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna apply for it. Don't get it. I'm like, all right, cool. They probably had somebody, you know, lined up already in the pipeline. I'm like, bro, I got 2 degrees. I'm good. So he didn't work out. So probably another couple months go by, it come open again. I'm like, I know I'm gonna get it now.
Because you selling the most cars.
I'm busting their head, right?
Right.
So he was like, oh, I ain't get it again. I'm like, bruh, like something ain't right here.
Yeah.
So I start realizing I'm only gonna be a salesperson to these people.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so from there, I started thinking, like, bro, I can do something on my own. I'm tearing up my shoes out here on this concrete. You know, I'm the one doing all this work. They just giving me a product to sell. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what, freak it. I'm gonna start looking at other stuff. So my first mindset was to get into the club business, right? Open up me a club.
See, so were you promoting at the time?
No, but I knew how. You know, I would do a party every couple months.
So after you got fired from the job, well, not fired. After they let you go from the bank, you went to selling cars, and now you're like, all right, let me just promote.
Let me promote while I'm doing this. I'm always in the bar. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me go make some money.
You were still at selling cars.
Yeah, I was still selling
gotcha.
cars. Yeah. So then I did that jump, bro, and it was like I'm looking into the club scene. I'm like, bro, I didn't realize how much money it took to run a club. Like, this is crazy, you know?
You were buying your own club?
I was gonna try to buy my own club. I was gonna try to rent, lease. I think the lease on the building was like $14 grand. That's just the lease. You know what I mean? Not including everything. I'm like, nah, I'm good with that. So I went back, and I'm still thinking like maybe I could just start wholesaling cars or whatever. And so one of me and my friends, we were talking about how much excess money we spend, right? So we was talking. I was like, bro, I done spent $2,000 in the bar this week. You know, he was like, shoot, I got you beat. He said, I done spent $2 grand in the gym. I was like, what?
In the gym?
In the gym. I said, bro, how you spend $2,000 in the gym? He said, man, it's a guy in there that got a smoothie bar, right? He said he sells sandwiches, he sells pre-workout, he sell this, he sell that. And he was like, man, I spend about $40, $50 with him every day. I'm like, bruh.
Oh, Lord.
Like,
what are we doing right now?
So
Let me get your mic. Because
So when he said that, he was like, bro, I spend $40, $50 with him every day. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, dang, that's crazy. So when I went back to work out in the gym, I noticed they had a spot that they wasn't utilizing that was meant for that, right? I was like, oh, it's on. I can do that, right? I was always the guy growing up that hit the drink machine, that hit all the flavors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And tasted it, then hit the other two, and then tasted it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, I can mix some stuff up. That's easy. Right. So I hit the dude up that was running the gym. I was like, you know, what y'all doing with this spot? And he was like, oh, well, we trying to get rid of it. You know, I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, well, what I need to do to get it? He's like, so Hollywood taught me, let me talk to corporate and see what corporate said. I'm like, all right, bet. So from there, like I told you, I had been reading The Alchemist. So it had been talking about your personal omens and following your desk, all that stuff. So I was like, this is me right here. So I went back to the job, and I started coming up with concepts. I started coming up with ideas. I started writing logos down and themes and concepts of what I wanted to do, right? So I came up with, when I was growing up, I used to love the California raisins. You know what I'm saying? Right. The California raisins, it was like the marketing behind the California raisins was so dope, and they did so much. Like, it was so fun, right? But they sold raisins. I didn't even eat raisins. But I love.
Did you ever do any research on that company, like their marketing and stuff like that?
I did.
They did make it so cool. They made a raisin cool, bro.
It was crazy, bro. It was crazy how the approach they took on the claymations at the time and how they reverted that. And if you notice my company now, you can kind of see the similarities.
Right, because you got with the glasses.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I wanted the modern day version of the raisin. Of the California raisin, which got the Ray-Bans, the gloves, you know what I'm saying, the characters, the whole nine. Now, I took that approach. I'm like, bet, I'm going to do it like this. That's why I came up with Smoothing Group, right? Smoothies that make you dance. Yeah, you know, and that was the whole idea shift, and that was the light bulb that kind of went off to put me in that position.
Gotcha. So did you get into that particular gym?
Yeah, I did. And that was my first, the space that I had, it was about a 6 by 12 foot spot. So that's all the space that I had. And from there, I took the idea that I had, I came up with the recipes. My wife's dad had a smoothie bar in Baton Rouge for he was way before his time. He was cold pressing everything 10, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When it wasn't cool. Yeah. You know, and so, you know, of course, in any business that's before its time, it's going to be tough to manage. For sure, you know what I mean? Sure. So he shut it down, and he kind of sent me his recipes. You know, he was like, hey, I got these recipes. You can use them. And what he sent me was like mango juice and mango guava. I'm like, bro, I don't have these. I'm going to just use mangoes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what got my wheels turning on everything, and that's how I started. And so my last month, I set a goal for myself. I said, man, I'm going to sell one car every day of the month, right? And I'm going to go back to working on what I was doing. One car every day. And I did that. My last month, I sold one car every day of the month up until the 16th day of the month. I ended up selling 22 and a half cars that month.
Yo, first of all, how you sell half a car? Oh, you joint with somebody?
Yeah. I let somebody else finish the paperwork up.
Right. For sure. Yo, so how do you get so determined in your job? You're like, yo, I'm going to sell a car a day, because you can't control the traffic that comes in.
I think what it is was I had made my mind up, you know, and I guess you could say I put it in the universe that I was going to do that. And I knew, like, one thing that I always feel, bro, is that when you know something and you truly, people say one thing about, oh, you can write it down and it'll come true, right? Or you see it and it come true, which is true. But I think the thing that they forget is that you got to feel it. You know what I'm saying? You got to really, truly feel it and know that it's going to happen with no doubt. Like, you can't have no doubt. There can't be any doubt in there that it's going to happen.
But how you develop that? Because it's like one thing we can listen to and say, all right, yo, you know what? I'm going to go out and make one sale every day of my product, my T-shirt, my book, whatever we got. But I can't control what my mind doubts and what it doesn't. Like, so what would you say to that person on, like, getting determined? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, developing that. Or is it innate? Like, some people they got it and some people don't.
I don't have that fear of no. So I think not having that fear of no puts me in a position to say, hey, look, it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. It's like sink or swim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get put in the ocean, you got one option. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's to live or die. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sure. And so I think that's.
But did you develop that? Did you develop that, or it's always been in you?
I think it's hard to say. I think it's a little bit of both. You know, I think it's a little bit of environment. I think it's a little bit of adjusting. I think it's a little bit of trial and error. I know one thing is that my mom always told me that I work best when my back against the wall. You know what I mean? So I think that that's another level of like, hey, let's get it, right? It's that determination to put something in front of you, because I'm competitive too. You know what I mean? I'm super competitive. And once I realized that in sales, everything is a competition, right? Either in every situation, there's a sale being made, right? So it's either I sold you my product or service, or you sold me on why you don't want my product or service.
The facts.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, bet, I gotta win. And so now knowing that it's a numbers game, it's gonna take you 5 no's to get a yes, or 10 no's to get a yes, or whatever your ratio is in your industry, then you just gotta get through those.
Right. So because you know you fight better with your back against the wall, do you somehow, or do you see yourself maybe even subconsciously manufacturing scenarios where your back is against the wall?
I think I'm like that every day, because I hadn't reached a goal. I hadn't reached my ultimate goal yet. You know what I mean? And so not reaching my ultimate goal is almost like failing to me. You know, which is good and bad, because now I put so much pressure on myself, right, to accomplish that. But then at the same time, you miss the small accomplishments that you make along the way, right? You look at it like, okay, cool, it's whatever. Like, even when I work with like Tyler Perry and all these, I seen that junk 5 years ago. It's just happening now. You know what I mean? I knew that was gonna happen. I just had to figure out how it was gonna happen, right? So when it happened, it wasn't a big like, oh man, you just dwell on that success. It's like, no, okay, cool. Now what? Because now that happened, it's an easy thing. That's why most of the things that I do come to me. Right? I feel like I got favor. I don't know what my grandma, my mom, somebody was praying for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's certain stuff that it's just like I got favor in that junk, bro. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know how. I don't know what. I don't know what put me in that position. You know what I mean? But I just know that a lot of stuff just comes my way, and it's easy.
Man. So you jump into how much were you paying? Do you remember how much you were paying?
$500.
500. So he let you get it for 500.
500. That was a lot
like,
at the time too.
Oh, absolutely.
That was a
but
whole
you're like,
lot.
yo, I'm gonna sell one car every day. And
Oh, you talking about at the car lot?
Yeah. Well, no. So I mean to get into that smoothie bar.
Yeah. It
So
was
it's like
500.
But so you saying, yo, I'm gonna sell one car every single day. Was it to hit a financial goal to get ready to jump, or you were just saying, I'm gonna sell one car every day, just in case? Because you said you were still working on the plan.
Yeah, I'm still working on the plan, and I had made my mind up that this was my last month, regardless. So, like that was it. You know what I mean?
Win, lose, or draw. Like,
yeah, that was it.
I'm out of here.
But that's again me putting my back against the wall. Right? I ain't got no choice. I have no option. Like this is it right here. You know. And so once I did that, I think I ended up doing that, bro. And my last check was like $1,288.24.
Gotcha for that last check.
The last check that I got. And so once I got that check on the 10th. I opened up my smoothie bar on the 12th, September 12th, 2011.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so what I did was, when I got that check, I paid all my bills up for 6 months. And I had $2,000 left over. And I bought products, signs, a blender, and then I went in the gym. And I hit it.
Went in there.
I went in there and hit it. I was in there every day from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Sunday, hitting it hard.
For how long?
For a whole year. Like, hitting it hard. And I'm talking about not no sitting on the chair, waiting on somebody to come up. Like, everybody that walked through that door, I greeted them. It was to the point where them people thought I ran the gym. They was like, bro, you got so much energy. Like, I thought you ran the gym. You know, they come and ask me, hey, about their membership and stuff. I'm like, no, I just run the smoothie bar.
right.
Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right,
I just run
can't
the
fix
smoothie
your
bar.
billing, brother.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. It was like,
Right.
The way that you know, I would come behind the smoothie bar, they working out. I would come by and give them samples. You know, I would go over there, and it was some strong guys. I was strong at the time. I played football. So it was some strong guys over there. They were like, hey, look, if you can do this and I can't do it, I'll give you a free smoothie. But if you can't now, everybody over here got to buy one, right?
I love it.
You know, I know I'm stronger than them.
And that's what's dope, bro. I think you have a great business, but your personality is so attractive because most people ain't gonna do that. They gonna sit behind the bar like, oh, we had a slow day today.
Yeah, it's all good.
Which like you are like mixing and mingling with the people.
Right, and that's but that's what you have to do
for sure
in order to be successful in anything. Like nobody has to come to you.
Yeah.
Nobody even know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What makes you're not that sweet.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
you're not that sweet.
For
Okay,
sure.
what you doing? Who you not that sweet to just sit back and wait on them to come. Right? Jesus ain't even do that. He still had to go out and preach the gospel.
For sure.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure,
So it's like,
for
what
sure.
make you think you just that dope to where you can sit back and just chill and wait on it? Like, if you doing that, you losing. You already lost.
The facts. So, all right, so you in there, like, hitting it. Like, you become probably, like, the people's favorite at this point. I can just imagine people like, yo, yeah, what up?
Yeah,
What up?
it's love. I made T-shirts. I would give out T-shirts. I mean, it was like everybody in the gym, like, that was my gym.
Let me ask you this. Were you doing that stuff because you, like, did you see it strategically? All right, if I go talk to the people and I, like, make this play on smoothies, I make money. If I do T-shirts, they'll bring it in. Or is it something and you like, yo, I just want people to be happy and I get my bread on the back end?
Man, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. I know that I can give it away. So I looked at the gym model, right? The first thing you do when you sign up to a new gym, most of the time they're going to give you a free T-shirt. When you wear that T-shirt, you're going to wear that T-shirt outside of the gym.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of the gym, the gym is like a membership now. Now you got the little keychain, you know what I'm saying? I got the T-shirt. You know, I work out at such and such gym, you know, even though you don't go, right? But you're wearing the T-shirt. And so I thought the same thing, like, all right, bet. These folks buying smoothies, if you buy smoothies, man, you buy 10, man, you've been loyal to me, man. I got something for you, right? What size you wear?
Which means they're going to buy another 10 more.
They're going to buy another 10 more
Right.
because I gave them something,
Yeah.
right? I gave them something that nobody else is giving. You can go to Smoothie, they're not going to give you no T-shirt.
Right.
You got to buy that T-shirt.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that T-shirt cost me $1. You done paid for that T-shirt 12 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take that. Because now I'm your smoothie company now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm your guy now. It's not about nobody else. I'm your guy now.
I love it. So obviously that worked. So how long were you in that gym?
I was in that gym for about a year and a half. But I was in that gym, it's a crazy story. I got a mean hustle to me, bro. So it was another gym that was under the same brand. They had the same spot, right? It was an easy transition. It was 45 minutes away, and it was an hour ahead time frame, right? It was in I was in Auburn, Alabama. This gym was in Columbus, Georgia,
Gotcha.
right? So they were an hour ahead on the time, and it took me 45 minutes to get there. I'm like, all right, bet. Let's run it. So I opened up my second spot in 6 months.
Really?
Strictly hustling.
So you're in the one gym every single day, and you still found time to open up another gym, another space.
Yep.
So who ran that?
I had one girl down there that ran it, and then I ran it. So what I did was I had one girl at the Auburn gym, and I had one girl at the Columbus gym. And then when they were working there, I was at the other gym working. When they weren't working there, I was at that gym working.
Gotcha.
So like I would open up the gym in Columbus because it was an hour ahead. So I can get up earlier. I left about 5 o'clock, drove that hour, got there about 8, whatever their time. Opened up, do everything to about 2, right? 2:30. My other girl come in. She come in. I leave there, go to Auburn. I gain an hour, right? And then I shut down the store in Auburn.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I was doing that
Every day.
every day.
Getting
But
at it.
the problem was I was just hustling.
Yeah.
No systems, no processes, no inventory, like none of that. Like just straight hustle. Like let's get it.
So it's like, oh, we ain't got no more apple juice. Go get some more apple juice.
Go
It
get some
ain't
more apple
like
juice. Nah, go get some. We out. All right, go get some more.
Right.
Or if we in Columbus, that's where the problem started coming in. Was like, okay, we out of something in Columbus, but I'm in Auburn. I can't fix it until I go back to Columbus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that just
they didn't have that authority to go get
right. It was just like, hey, bro, we just ain't got it. You know, and so that became.
Was it that you didn't trust them to go to the store?
I think that it was just they didn't have that go get it. You know what I mean? They just like they just.
But
sit
even
back.
on your side, you wasn't like, all right,
Just go get it. Right.
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 So,
I'm like,
so
hey,
young in business, just
right,
out here.
Right. We ain't got it. Cool, man. Something else. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
And so that was my approach, bro. And I did that for like another 6 months, and it was killing me, bro. I had some good pretty hair, bro. I started going bald, bro. I was talking about the good pretty with the waves, bro. My junk was good, man.
Right.
man, start going bald, stressing out, man, and just.
I can imagine a schedule like that.
Man, just can't, because I can't figure it out. You know
Were you
what I
married
mean?
at the time?
I wasn't married at the time, but I was with my girl. She was my girlfriend at the time. So she was still in vet school and everything, too. So I just couldn't figure this junk out, bro. And so I was like, man, God, this junk is killing me, dog. You know? And so I shut the Columbus store down, right? And I was like, I'm going to focus all my time, all my energy, all my money, my marketing, all that stuff in this one spot, right? Because I seen how the effect was.
So you shut down the first one or to shut down the second
I
one?
shut down the Columbus one, the second one.
You shut down the second and just get back to your bread and butter.
Right,
Okay,
get back,
gotcha.
because I lived there. So it was closer. I can really make my footprint there, right? So then when I did that, I still had the girl working for me there. So I was working out. You know, I'm mixing and mingling in the gym. And I was in the sauna, right? And I'm in there and I'm talking to a guy, a good friend of mine, still to this day. He was like, hey, you know, I like what you're doing. You know, what's your plans? I'm like, man, I'm trying to get on campus at Auburn University, right? And they had just opened up a new facility, a gym facility. And I'm like, I just want to get in the gym and see how I can do that, thinking small, right? Yeah. So he was like, man, that's crazy. I work for the guy that's responsible to bring people on campus. I'm like, oh. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, people Hollywood talk to you all the time. I'm like, all right, bet. So then he left, came back the next day. I got his card. He expecting you to call him. I'm like, wow. All right, bet. So I call him. He like, hey, we love your business model. We came by and tried some of your product. It's fantastic. You want to sit down and meet? I'm like, bet. So I went, met with him. I had a whole proposal ready to rock and roll. I already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. So I put the proposal together. He like, we really don't need all that. We already know what time it is, right?
Right. But you was ready.
I was ready, just in case, you know. And so he was like, have you ever thought about putting your concept in a food truck? And I was like, a food truck? What is that? And he was like, you know, he showed me some pictures. He showed me a couple of them. I'm like, nah, but if that's what it takes to get on campus, I guess that's what I need to do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so we did that, signed a contract with Auburn University, and I'm like, bet. Mind you, I'm in the gym. I'm probably making $250, $300 a day. You know what I'm saying? On the high end.
Right.
I ain't really making no money. You know what I mean? At the same time, during the summertime, the gym is dead because nobody's in the gym. Right? And nobody's coming from outside in the gym to buy a smoothie. No matter how hard I tried all of it. Signs outside, the little blow-up dude, you know. Nobody's coming from outside of the gym to buy a smoothie, right? So it was slow for me. So I knew that I had to buy a food truck, so I started saving my money. I was looking online, bro. Food truck was 60, 70,000, 40, 50,000. Right. I'm like, bro, I can't do this, bro. Let me find out another way, right? So I started saving $100 a week. I started putting it to the side for this food truck. I found a friend of mine. He actually owns a.
Hold on. So the ill part is, most people, they'll say, okay, I know, you know, this joint's going to be, you know, 30,000, 50,000. I'm going to set some money aside for that particular number. But you ain't know what you're going to end up spending. Yeah. So he's like, yo, let me just start saving something. That, bruh, this interview is just full of gems that I hope people are catching. I mean, so I know I want a truck. Let me just start saving just in case.
Right. I know I had to get a truck. I had already signed a deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had already signed a contract. So the next fall, like the next school year, I got to have a truck.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what. I just had to figure it out. So I started looking at the truck. I'm like, okay, the food truck, that looked like the potato chip truck. You know what I'm saying? It looked just like, it's the same type of truck. All right, cool. So I'm going to see if Frito-Lay sell their trucks, right? All I need is a bread truck. So I started looking up bread trucks. Bread truck's a little cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I found a bread truck. So then I had a friend of mine, and he's phenomenal now in business. He owns a company called Weedat, Chicken and Shrimp, down in New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
He started with a food truck, but I bought my first food truck from him when he was the manager at Frito-Lay. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, look, I need a truck. These are the same type of trucks. Boom, I reached out to him. He's like, yeah, we selling some trucks. So I went over there, found a mechanic. It's a good truck. And so I bought my first food truck from Frito-Lay on an auction online for $2,100.
Oh, wow.
$2,100. And to go back to that that faith and that determination and knowing, right? So on the auction site, you got to bid. You got to bid. And then when someone bids, your computer will refresh, right? So then I will put in a little bid, $500, boom, okay, computer refresh, 501. So you had a certain time frame, but then after the time went out, they gave you 10 more minutes just in case somebody wanted to bid, right? So time went out, it bid it was at like 1,700, right? So then after that, it went up again. So I put my last bid in. I was like, bro, all I got is 2,100, right? I put 2,100 in, and I pushed the bid, and I pushed back from the table. And my girlfriend at the time, she was like, all right, bet. I was like, that's it. I guess we, you know what I'm saying? So I seen the computer refresh, right? So that meant somebody else put a bid in. But when it refreshed, I was like, well, shoot, I guess I ain't get it. I got up from the table. My girl came in and was screaming and yelling, was like, ah! I was like, what? She was like, you got it. I'm like, what? So once I put that bid in, I won the bid with that $2,100.
Gotcha. That's why it refreshed.
Yeah, that's why it refreshed. Right. So it showed me, it was like, congratulations, you won the bid, da-da-da-da-da, and that's how I got my first truck.
Nice, nice. So what do you do with this first truck?
Oh, my God. That's a whole nother story, man. I get my truck, I get it home. It's in great condition, but it's just it's a chip truck, right? A potato chip truck.
Right.
So I don't have no cash. I done spent all my cash on this potato chip truck. What I did was, instead of just waiting on a contractor, waiting on somebody to do this, waiting on somebody to do that, I drew out this truck on a piece of paper before I even got the truck. The way that it was going to lay out, what it was going to have inside, how it was going to look, the feel of it. And I still got the notebook with that junk. I drew the outside of it, I drew the inside of it. And the only difference in the truck is that I instead of the sink being in the front, the sink was in the back. That was the only difference in how the truck was set up. But since I didn't have no money to buy equipment and all that stuff, I took a ruler and a Sharpie, right? And I went inside the truck. I knew all the measurements. I knew where everything was going to go. And so I measured everything with a Sharpie. Like, I measured the walls, where the windows was going to go out. I measured where the tables were going to be. And I drew it with the Sharpie. I got the ruler and the Sharpie, and I drew it all out. So if you was to look in the truck, you would see where you could walk. You could see where everything would be placed at. You could see where all the stuff would be before you even got, you know what I'm saying, before I even got anything in the truck, right? I didn't have no money, so all I could do was visualize it.
All I can do is visualize.
Yeah, I can just visualize this truck there, but I had no cash. So mind you, again, I'm back in this. I'm still in the smoothie spot, right? I'm still in the smoothie bar in the gym.
Yep.
Still selling, and I start back saving $100, saving $100, saving $100. Then finally, what happened was, they got this restore place. It's like Habitat for Humanity, that type of spot. So I start going in there. I'm like, shoot, they got sinks, bet. Sink $10. Oh, bet. Let me get that. Right? They got the plugs, they got the wirings, they got all this different appliances and stuff that you can buy. And I'm like, bet, that's what I need. So I start buying this stuff, right? So I finally had a dude from the gym. He came in there one day, and mind you, I got the energy out the world in the gym. And I was just down, like, bruh, like, God dang. And he was like, bro, what's wrong? He was like, you're not yourself today. I'm like, man, I got this contract with Auburn. I got this food truck, but I ain't got nobody to help me build it. Everybody that told me, everybody tell you, hey, when you get it, right, hit me up. I got you, bro. I got you. I'm going to help you do it.
They don't never got you.
But they ain't never
Lesson.
got you.
All the people say, I got you. Okay,
don't stop.
Just bet on the fact that they don't got you.
At all. If they come through, that's a blessing.
Oh, for
that's
sure.
Extra. That's all extra.
Yo, it's so rare to find a human being that does what they say they're going to do.
Exactly. And those are the people that are in the position of not only power, but of influence because they do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah, especially when it comes to helping somebody else.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
There's it's easy to say it when you don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
Like the people to say, yo, I had so many people when I was I was showing people the designs on my shirt. They're like, yo, when it drop, yo, hit me up. I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm calculating in my head, Joe said he's
good.
working. Okay, my homie, okay, Al says you, okay, cool. I'm like, yo, first off rip, when I get the package, I got 20 sold based on these human beings telling me,
I got you.
So I'm like, oh, you got me. Okay, 20 times $25. Okay, cool. I'm good. I got my money back.
Man, I'm good. Yeah, everything else after this is profit.
Bruh, it was a whole bunch of hit me on Fridays. It's a whole bunch of, yo, can I get it right now? I pay.
Hey, you know what, though? Thanks to Cash App. All those excuses.
I wish, bro, I'd have quit my job so much sooner if Cash App was out. Oh, my God.
Thank you, Cash App. Because now ain't no more I got to go to the ATM.
Ain't none of that.
And
most people got money in their Cash App.
Almost
like, you got a loose little 20 in there.
But you got the bank account attached to the joint, though, anyway.
Right, oh, for sure. Yeah, it's right there.
So you can pay whatever you want to pay.
Yeah, oh, you ain't got your card on you, huh?
Cool.
I know you got your phone.
Right, I know you got Cash App, bro.
Yo, Cash App changed the game.
Thank you, Cash App, for all entrepreneurs.
Right. Yo, okay, they ain't even sponsor this podcast, but this podcast is sponsored by Cash App just out of appreciation. All right, go for it. My bad.
Yeah, I told you, go for it. So then, bro, the dude, he was like, man, look, just bring the truck to my house. I got you. You know, I'm like, all right, here go another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go a couple days, and he like, hey, what you gonna do? You know, I'm like, all right, bet. So this was the weekend. So I'm like, all right, Sunday I get off a little earlier. I'm gonna take it over there, right? Got the truck, took it over there. The next day, sent me a picture with the windows cut out. I was like, uh-oh, time to go now, right? So then I'm steady hustling, steady doing what I need to do. I'm steady compiling stuff, buying plugs, wires, all that stuff, and I'm putting it in the truck. Bro, I'm spending it all, right? I'm betting on myself. I'm spending it all, like freak it. I know what I'm betting. I know what I'm finna yield, right? So I'm buying all this stuff, and finally we go over there one Sunday. He like, look, come over here Sunday morning. We're gonna knock all this stuff out, right? I'm like, bet. So I've been putting stuff in the truck. I get over there Sunday. We start going through all the stuff. I got the sink, I got the plugs, the wires. We going through it. He like, bruh, I can't use none of this. I'm like, what? I'm like, what you mean? He's like, bruh, you bought used plugs. We don't even know if these plugs work. You got used wires that's pulled out the walls. We don't even know where this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking that.
And where you from, Keon?
I'm from Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
So are you from an area where, like, yo, you just find what you can find? I got a guy for something.
Hey, you get what you can get.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? That's been my whole life. It's like you just get what you can get. I've always felt like I had to come through the back door. I never felt like I was good enough to be invited.
Right.
Right.
You never thought, yo, I'll just go to Best Buy or Walmart to get the plugs I need.
Right.
Or
right.
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Like, you never think about
No,
that. It's
because
like
that's too much.
Right.
It's
You
gonna
always
cost
think,
too
yo,
much.
y'all know nobody got no extra plugs
Right.
in the streets.
Right. Right. Somebody got the plug.
Right.
Literally. You know, and so from there, he was like, bruh, like, you can't use none of this. So I'm devastated. So I'm thinking we on like step Z. Like, all we got to do is put it together now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got all the pieces. And so he like, nah, we can't do none of this. So I'm like, bruh, like, this was the defining moment though, bro.
You ain't got no receipt for it, so you can't take it back.
No, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So I left, right? I left from over his crib, drove back home, and I'm just hurt. I'm heartbroken because I got this contract. Like I got stuff in place, right? But I just can't get where I need to get to, right? It's like having a goal. You can see the goal.
So close.
Right? You can almost feel it and taste it, but you just can't reach it, right? I went home and to my wife now, and I went in the house and I just kind of was like, you know, down. And I'm like, babe, just give me 10 minutes, man. So I had a little back deck at the little apartment where we stayed at. I went outside, bro. I bawled my eyes out. I'm talking about I cried like little Roscoe. I'm talking about snot bubbles, and I cried like a baby, bro. And I was so heartbroken and hurt and devastated. But I promise you, that was the most like uplifting, and it was like so much weight lifted off of me then. Because as men, I think we hold so much in, right? We always got to be the provider. Especially being like entrepreneurs or business owners or leaders or whatever the case may be. You have nobody that checks on you, right? So you keep everything in. You internalize everything, even other people's pains, even other people's problems.
Facts.
You get all of that stuff on you, right? And so I think that moment when I cried like that, bro, I felt so light. I felt so relieved. I felt like it was almost like it was like popping a balloon, bro, and everything coming out, right?
Wow, so it was like therapeutic.
Oh my God, it was so therapeutic, bro. And when it happened, after I cried, I wiped my tears, and I was like, bro, let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Next day, took all that stuff. I took all that junk back. Got all my money back, bro.
Really?
I even finessed him, got a couple extra dollars out of it. They went up on the price of some of the stuff since I've been there, you know what I'm saying? And so I took all the stuff back, got the little money back that I spent, and me and my mans went to the store together, right? So we went to the store together. So he like, hey.
This is a gym. This is a gym right here.
So he was like,
I go
hey.
to the store with the person that knows.
He the professional.
Yeah.
Instead
Instead
what
of
we
trying
need
to
to
figure
get.
it out yourself. Yeah.
What do I need to get, right? So we went to the store. he showed me, instead of me buying these used plugs for 50 cents a watt that we don't even know if we're going to work, I can buy a box of new ones for $4. You know what I'm saying? Brand new ones.
Yeah.
So he like, look, you could just get the whole box right here for the low. Instead of getting the used wiring, I can get the wiring for $50, right? So what we did was we step-by-stepped it. The first thing we needed to do, we need to put the wiring in, right? So I bought everything we needed for the wiring. Don't try to buy everything, right? Just buy what you need.
Yeah.
So now we're doing the
We're
wiring.
so ambitious, we want to like get it all done, but just scale back, patience, knock this part out, and then this.
Do what you can, what you got in front of you, right? So then we did that, bro. I promise you, I probably spent the same $100 that I was saving a week. I spent $100 on each portion. So I bought the wiring and the plugs. Boom. Let's put the wiring and plugs in. While we're doing that, I can still be saving, right? Now it's time to get the plumbing or the walls. You know what I'm saying? Now I can go buy that. Boom. Now we do that. Boom. Now I can go buy something else. Go do that. Boom. So finally, got the truck done. Crazy. I mean, crazy. Bro, I bought the truck for $2,100. The first phase of that truck, I probably spent another $1,000 to get up and running. Right, so I bought used tables. It was a restaurant closing. Let me get them tables, cuz. Let me get them tables. Bought them tables for the low, right? I needed another table, so I had a 6-foot table. I needed another 6-foot table. I couldn't afford one. I couldn't find one.
For inside the truck?
For inside the truck, right?
Gotcha.
I took the base of one of the 6-foot tables, right? The 6-foot table that I had, I took the bottom part of it that was still 6 foot, built a frame around it, and made it another 6-foot table.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So the bottom piece of the table where you normally put stuff on, right? I just took that out, framed it out, and made that into another table.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to do stuff like that to be real resourceful and, you know, just figure out how to navigate through not having no cash, right?
Gotcha.
Ain't nobody gonna give us no business loans. Ain't nobody borrowing us no money. You know, don't nobody believe in us.
Yeah.
I'm a black man selling smoothies. Ain't nobody doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they don't know what I got, right?
For sure.
So then, get everything up and running, and I'm finally able, bro, to have my first day at Auburn, right? I'm telling you, I don't mind blowing the whole thing on me. I bet on me, right? So I spent all the cash I had to buy products that would normally last me a week in the gym, right? For my first day at Auburn. I get the truck on campus. My truck white. I ain't got no logo. I took the logos off the truck.
Right.
Off the store in the gym. Put it on the side of the truck. I got the menu that was at the gym. I laid it against the truck. You know what I mean? So you could at least see what's on the menu. I had everything in there ready to go for the truck. It's just me by myself, right? First day on campus. Mind you, I bought enough product, right, that would normally last me a week in the gym. I sold out by 12 o'clock.
Wow. Wow.
First day, sold out by 12 o'clock. I'm like, oh, boy, it's on, right?
On.
It's on. But there's two things, right? One, I'm broke. Ain't got no more money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the second part was like, I can't buy no more product.
But what about the money that you just made?
So with the contract that I had at Auburn, they collect everything, and every week they'll cut you a check.
They collect the money.
Right. So I don't have to pay taxes on it. I ain't got to pay none of that money on
So
it.
they just pay you as a vendor.
Right. So they handle the taxes, they handle all that back end stuff, and they just cut me the check.
So do they have another cashier there somewhere?
No, I had a register. They gave me a register.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they gave me a register. So I run everything through their register. And so they collected at the end, give me a report. I kept my own report. They gave me a report. I made sure it matched up. Boom. At the end of the week, they cut you a check.
But you ain't got no bread.
I ain't got no bread. But I know it's finna work, though.
Yeah.
Everything that I seen in my mind, everything that I visualized, I knew it was finna work, right? So again, I'm going to bet on me.
Yeah, for sure.
Every day of the week,
All
right?
day.
So I'm like, all right, I need to find out how to get some money. So I already had my truck planned to get wrapped that weekend. So I'll never forget it. The first day of the school year was Thursday. So Friday, I ain't had no money. So I had to tell them, I'm like, hey, look, my truck white. It looked like this wall, right? With the logo on the side.
Right.
So I was like, hey, look, I told the guy, I was like, man, my truck's supposed to get wrapped tomorrow. I won't be able to come tomorrow. He's like, oh, okay, cool, take care of that. I'm like, bet. Okay, that's one pressure now. You know what I'm saying? I can't show up because I ain't got no money. I can't tell him that.
Right. Right.
So then I'm like, all right, that give me the weekend to kind of figure out how to get some more money up, right? So I'm talking to my homeboys. I'm like, bro, you don't know nobody that, that can front the bill. Like, bro,
How much were you looking for?
anything. Anything. So I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, bro. He was like, man, you could do a title loan? I'm like, a title loan, bro? I ain't never heard. Like, what you do?
Oh, that's Satan himself.
What?
The title loan? I think I borrowed $500 against my car one day. I wound up spending
5,000.
thousands, bro. I spent thousands of dollars for that $500.
Well, that money mature every day.
Every day.
Every day. Not every month.
You give them the payment at the end of and the way they get you, bro. They'll be like, yo, no interest for the first 30 days or something like that. And in my head, I'm thinking, 30 days, I'll have the money back. But me being in the situation, and this for most people, where I need $500, that's a habit.
Right.
And they're betting on the habit.
Right.
They're betting, if you need $500 right now, you're gonna need $500 next week.
Again.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
Right. And so he told me that. I'm like, bro, I ain't never done nothing like this. So the only thing that I owned was that food truck because I bought it myself, right?
Right.
Bet, I'm gonna take the food truck title up there.
Jeez.
So I took the truck title up there, and I'm like, bro, I want to get some cash. They like, oh man, I would, man, but we don't do commercial vehicles. So I'm like, shoot. So at the time, I had like a little Mazda tribute that I wrapped. That eventually I ended up wrapping. That was the plan to wrap it, right? So he was like, but you got this car right here? I'm like, yeah, but I owe like $2,500 on it or something like that. And he was like, we can do that. We'll just pay that off, and then you know what I'm saying? You give you the rest or whatever you want. So I'm like, all right, bet, run it. So he was like, how much you need? I'm like, how much can I get?
Right.
Like, what can I get?
Right.
So he was like, I mean, at least 6. I'm like, really? All right, bet, run that.
Right. I'll take all of it.
Let me get all that. So he paid the car off, and I think I had like $3,500 from that. You know what I'm saying? So I got the $3,500. I'm like, bet, I can buy products, right? So I'm rolling. I know what I got in front of me. This what happened though. This was the cold part. So as I'm walking out, I'm happy as ever, bro. I'm so happy. As I'm walking out of the door, I heard the guy in the back was like, hey, we're going to have to go get that car. I was like, oh, really? I said, I'm finna show you. I'm finna show you. You done messed up, bro.
So you get the money from the title loan, and you hear him in the back like, we got another one.
Yeah, we finna go get this car. Well, we're going to have to come get that car, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So then I go back. In my mind now, you done messed up. I done already. So my truck wrapped now. It looked good. Back on campus. I got money, so I'm spending I'm spending like $200-300 a day on product. That's what I had budgeted out. Yeah. So the first day, boom, the first full day that I was able to sell, $3,000, boom, like that. $4,000, $3,500. I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm talking about back to back. I'm talking about the highest. The first month that we was there, I think the most I made was like $4,500 a day. Selling smoothies alone. Nothing else.
Crazy.
And so now we got the vibe, right? We got the music playing off the truck. The kids come. Think about coming out of class and you hear your favorite song on the radio off a food truck. Like, I'm gonna go over there.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I still got the same personality. I still done built this repertoire of people that already know me from the gym. Yeah. And now they're excited because they see the progress of me. Now I'm on campus. So they see, they rooting for me to win. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They root like, oh, my guy. Yeah. Right? Administrators, I didn't even know one of my main customers that was at the gym was over the people at Auburn. So he found out I was there. Now I got another ally. I got another plug over there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still doing my thing. I'm talking about killing them, bro. Killing them. I get my first check my first week. Guess what the number was? $12,000.
Ooh-wee.
So mind you, I was selling cars. I was making $12,000 a month.
Right.
My first check from selling smoothies was $12,000 a week.
Crazy.
For 1 week of work, bro. I'm like, it's on. Yeah. Right? So now we rocking and rolling. Get the $12,000. This is the funny part, though. I went back to the title pawn place to pay him off.
I'd have paid him in nickels.
Hey, count that.
Right. Count that. Look, not even in rollers, in a big box of change. Like, this your bread.
Yeah, get you back right, bro. I went back over there, bro. I'm talking about chest way in the air. I'm talking about Kevin Hart couldn't have said it no better, man. I went in there chest up, smooth and groove shirt on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm walking in and like, hey, what's up? You know, they like, oh, you coming to pay, you know, the first payment. I'm like, nah, I'm coming to pay this junk off.
For sure.
And then I told him, I heard what you said when I walked out the door. And then I walked out. Got my title, everything, I walked out. And so that was another defining moment joint in my life to where I was like, you know what? Whatever I know, I'm going to bet on myself, right? I'm going to bet on myself first because I know how hard I'm willing to work to get whatever I'm trying to accomplish. I can't say I'm going to bet on everybody else, but I know for a fact what I'm willing to do and what I'm willing to sacrifice and give up in order to reach my goal.
Yeah. So fast forward to the pinnacle, because you're rocking at this point.
Oh, we rocking.
And you have a story where you took a strong little L before you came to Atlanta.
Oh my God! I took an L before that. So mind you, right? So the peak, I think the peak of my business was at like, and I was like this. I'm talking. I didn't even peak out. I was just like streaming. Was like 2015, right? So that's the year I won the elevator pitch competition for National Urban League. I did 10,000 Small Business with Goldman & Sachs. I did Black Enterprise elevator pitch. Wow. I mean, I got national exposure. I mean, I'm all over the place, right? Kid from Indiana, right, in Auburn, selling smoothies, right? I got a store inside Walmart. I got to deal with Walmart, bro. I'm the only black person I've ever known to have a store inside Walmart. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm doing all of this stuff in 2015, bro, and my wife now, she's pregnant with my daughter, 21 weeks, right? We going to National Urban League competition in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We live in Alabama, right? She's 21 weeks pregnant. It's a 3-day trip. Her water breaks the second day we there, 21 weeks. We in Florida. No family, no friends, no relatives, no nothing. We there for a conference. We had a John Pierre cooking class. Her water breaks.
Wow.
And so a little background on my end, I grew up without my pops, right? You know, a lot of cats had that story. So when it came time to like be that father, you know what I mean? Like when I found out she was pregnant, oh boy, like it's on. Like, you know, during the pregnancy, you only get like 3 or 4 ultrasounds, right? The whole pregnancy. Bro, I was paying out of pocket every appointment, right? That $120 to get an ultrasound, to see my little girl. Like, I wanted to see my baby. Like, I was that guy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm at every appointment, like, we pregnant. It ain't you pregnant,
sure.
like, we pregnant, you know what I mean? And so when the water broke, it was devastating, bro. I mean, like I said, I was at the pinnacle. I was rising. I was on the rise. And what happened was we ended up being stuck in Florida for 6 months.
What?
Bro, she on bed rest. My wife was on bed rest for 7 weeks. Bed rest in Florida. She's stuck. She can't. So when your water break.
Oh, you said 6 months?
6 months, yeah. When your water break, you got 72 hours. 90% of women go into labor within 72 hours of their water breaking, right? If my wife would have went into labor, my little girl wouldn't have been viable, right? She wouldn't have made it. She had no choice. So my wife was on bed rest for like 7 weeks, just drinking fluids, sitting there. My wife a trooper, right? Stone cold trooper. But what happened was, the reason I tell this story is that when it happened, bro, and it's so many little moments, bro, that tie into the way that I am currently, right? So when it happened, like, I was devastated. We went to the hospital. You know, you have all these nurses and stuff coming in. They trying to prepare you for the worst, and they like, oh, and they vibe wrong, and their energy bad, and they sad, and like, I'm like, look, bro. So I was standing there, and I'm like, all right, babe, we good. She crying in the bed, and I'm hurt too. You know, I run in the bathroom. I be crying, like, oh, shoot, I gotta get myself together. I come back, get myself together, get back out there for my wife. You know what I'm saying? I see her, and I'm like, bro, like, shoot, man, let me go back in the bathroom. You know what I mean? So I went in the bathroom 3 times. The third time I went in the bathroom, I cannot make this up. I get chills talking about it. The third time I went in the bathroom, bro, I wiped my face in the sink. And you know when you wipe your face in the sink, you look up, and you're looking at yourself, right? Eye to eye. You staring at yourself, eye to eye in that mirror, right? And the first thing that I heard was like, your little girl's gonna be good. But this is your defining moment, right? It said, you gotta be strong for your wife, so your wife can be strong for your little girl, right? It said, there's no need to cry no more, because your baby girl gonna be good, right? This is all what I'm hearing in my head, right, as I'm looking at myself in the mirror. So at that point, that was the last moment that I cried about that situation, right? So when I came back out of there, any nurse or anybody that came in the room, I met them at the door. Like, look, talk to me. Don't even go in the room with that energy. Right? I got with the head doctor. Hey, look, stop telling me what you can't do. Tell me what we can do.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me my options of what we can do. I don't want to hear what you can't. I don't want to hear the statistics. I don't want to hear none of that. Because my little girl good, right? I want to know what you can do. So after that, hey, ain't no nurses coming here with that BS. Hey, the ultrasound lady, you need me to do it because, hey, you don't need to come in here with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fix the energy first.
Yeah. Fix all that before you come in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't none of that. You need to come in there. We got to make sure we straight, right?
Yeah.
So then my wife started getting better. She started feeling better about the situation. The doctor came in. I'm like, hey, look, he like, normally we don't do, magnesium sulfate and the steroid and all that stuff for the heart and the brain until they get about 24. I'm like, look, freak that. Let's do that now. Right? Well, hey, let's do that right now. Right? So then.
Dr. Keon
Hey,
is joining.
run that. If that's that's the plan, let's run it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's run that right now. So then what happened was he did that, and he was like, you know what? He spoke to his colleague, and he was like, man, we're going to send them to a level 3 NICU, right? A level 3 NICU, they handle premature babies. The hospital we was at didn't handle premature babies. Right. So they transferred us over to Broward General down there in Fort Lauderdale. And we went over there, took care of us. But the thing was, bro, at the time, I was saving more money than I made, right? I had put in my mind, like, bro, I'm finna save more money than I make, right? And now I'm talking about I'm saving, I got 100,000, like cash. I started 50,000. I'm talking about just saving. And then when this situation happened, mind you, every Sunday for 6 months, bro, I was flying in or out of Atlanta. Every Sunday. Now, mind you, it's different when you planning a trip. Yeah. You can buy your ticket ahead of time. Yeah. I had to buy my ticket at the airport. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know when she was gonna go into labor. I didn't know what the situation was. I couldn't pre-buy a ticket. Yeah. I had to buy it on the spot when I went. You know what I mean? So me and her dad ended up trading out. He come one Sunday, I come one Sunday. We passing at the airport. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we came home. We was there from the end of July to the day before Thanksgiving. And we came home. Wow. And so that was the first, blow to the chest. You know what I mean? That was the first blow. So after you think about, the time, the energy, the effort, my wife, my family is in Florida. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the, we had just bought a crib. I'm at the house. We ain't really got no furniture in there for real. We just got the house. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I didn't tell you though, that was the elevator pitch that I won, right? So I left the hospital. I wasn't gonna do the pitch, but my wife was like, you know what, we stable, we good, go win, right? I'm like, bet. So I went, left the hospital, went to the pitch, won the pitch, went straight back to the hospital. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Sure. And so it was just like having that moment and really being able to look back on it. It's like, dog, you can get through anything. For sure, absolutely, you know what I mean? Absolutely. So obviously, fast forward, you move to Atlanta, and you're starting fresh, and to be able to see, I think we saw each other in, what was that? It was a restaurant at night. Me and my boy Brandon, my best friend Brandon, we were in. Well, it was like a comedy show. I saw you. He was like, "Yo, I just moved out here." Yeah. What was it? I don't even know why I was there. I just pulled up. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it was so funny because my boy was like, "Yo, let's go to lunch. Let's talk about this project." I was like, "All right, bet. Free lunch. Let's do it." Yeah, most definitely. So my best friend, we just went out there, and I saw you grabbed me like, "Yo, bro, I'm out here. It was good." I'm like, and I remembered you from. I met you at when Eve first did his very first speaking engagement out here at the hotel. Yes, and the crazy thing is, I didn't know you like that. Right. But I'm like, yo, I noticed. I remember him from somewhere. I couldn't put my finger on it. Right. But you had stopped me like, yo, I'm out here, just got here. I'm like, yo, what's the plan? You like, get to it. Yeah, and that wasn't the answer I was looking for. Right. I'm thinking, okay, all right, I'm gonna do step like that. At that point, you like, bro, I'm about to get busy. I'm gonna run it. So the reason, the way that I got here though, bro, was like, I was running this bill. I had just opened up my square foot, I had opened up a brand new store, bro. Like, I got the keys to the store. I opened the front door. I'm looking at the back door. You know what I mean? Right. And so I had to build it from the ground up. So I took the same approach I did to the trucks. Yeah. I sketched everything out on the floor, and then I tried to hire some people to do it. By this time, I got an understanding of how to build stuff because I built my food truck. So me and another guy, bro, we putting up walls. We sketching that. Hey, we know how to build a wall. Put the wall up. Boom. All right, bet. So we framing the whole thing out. So we end up getting that done. running good, bro, running real good. So I ended up shutting down 2 Smoothie Kings and Freshens in that area, bro, based on what we was doing.
And where was that at?
In Alabama, Auburn.
Alabama, yeah, gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I ended up shutting them down. And so come to find out, once I got all of that national recognition, I shut that down. They started sending a health inspector at me. Every week,
the haters will come.
Man, listen. Every single week.
They trying to find something on you.
A health inspector was either on my food truck or he was in one of my stores. Every week, bro. Right? So then, after that didn't work, I got audited by the state. Not the IRS, not the...
Somebody knew somebody.
At the state.
Oh, for sure.
At the state. They came knocking, boom. They audited me. I'm like, bro, this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me appeal this, right? So I appealed it. Boom, they hit me with another one. I appealed it again. So the third time, bro, they hit me. They waited, because you got a 30-day window, right, in order to appeal an audit. The third time they hit me, they waited until after that window to give me my audit back. So when I went to go appeal it, they was like, you missed the window. Automatic collections. Automatic collections.
How much they want?
Well, they hit me for $175,000. Like this. Took it out of my account. Left my account $59,000 negative in January of, it was 2018.
They left you negative $59,000.
Negative $59,000. And now you know you in business. Everything that you do credit card wise goes to that account.
Facts.
Everything that come out of that account. You got overdraft, it's gonna hit you $35 off the muscle. So everything that was coming out was hitting me $35. Just like this. It was racking up. It was racking up. You know what I'm saying? And when I found out about this, it was in January. It was around this time. It was about the 9th, I think, of January when I found out about it. I was headed every January. I would go to Florida to do a football tournament in my truck. I get my truck shipped out there, get the whole team together. We ride out. You know what I'm saying? We have to make a trip out of it. Go down to Florida, bust their head, and come on back home, right? So this year, this is what I'm planning for, right? My truck already gone. My truck on the way to Florida. So I'm riling everybody up. We at the house. We finna meet before we get on the road to head to Florida, right? Luckily, I went to the bank, took $2,000 out just for travel, right? So we can have some cash to travel with or whatever. So as the guys are coming up to the house, as I'm walking out of the house, I pull up my phone and look at my account, right? Let me make sure my account's straight. If I need to move something around, if they can have something, you know, while we're here, that'd be good. The first thing I see, negative $59,000.
Bruh, I know your heart fell through your sneakers, bruh.
Boy, when I tell you I looked at it, I'm like, what? So I logged out, logged back in, right? Make sure I log to somebody else's account.
Blow the cartridge.
Yeah, let me hit that reset button. Let me do this again, bro. That don't look right. You know what I'm saying? So I did that junk, bro, and I logged back in. I'm like, dang. And the crazy thing is, bro, I wasn't mad. I wasn't sad. Like, I was like, oh, okay. This is what we doing, right? You know what I mean? Like, I done been through a bunch of stuff. So I know that anytime, like, being or going through a struggle is a blessing, right? So the bigger the struggle, the bigger the blessing, right? So when I seen that, I'm like, oh, this is what we doing, right? Like, I'm like, all right, cool. I had 2 people running with me that was going with me to the event. I brought them and I showed them. I said, look what happened. Look at this. And they like, what? Like, you know, they nervous. I'm like, now watch me work, bro. We still going to Florida. We still going down there. We finna get this money, right? So mind you, I got $2,000 to work with, cash. Can't take no credit card transaction because they going straight to, right? So I'm like, I'm not even gonna think about this until we get back. We finna go down and kill Florida.
If there was only a Cash App.
What? Send me that Cash App, bro.
Right.
Send me that Cash App.
Facts.
Bro, I went down to Florida, bro. We went down. We had an Airbnb. Halfway down there, they called us and said it wasn't gonna be ready. So now we ain't got nowhere to stay. Right? My truck down there, I don't got no products because I can't load it up. So we down there, we ain't got nowhere to stay. Truck down there, no products, right? End up staying in the Ritz-Carlton. 2 rooms for the free. Don't know how, don't know what happened, but we was in the Ritz.
Oh, and this is 2018.
This
so is Cash App there?
No, it wasn't there. It wasn't there, huh? It ain't hit yet.
Or
yeah, it ain't hit yet. If it did, I wouldn't know.
Right, you ain't know about it.
I ain't know nothing about it.
Right.
So then we was like, all right, bet. So we stayed in the Ritz, bro. I don't know how it happened. We ended up staying in the Ritz. Go out there the first day. I go spend the cash on the product. Mind you, I will bet it all. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Bought the products that I needed. Oh, we killed them the first day, right? Killed them. So then the second day come around, I'm like, bet, I'm finna double up. You know what I'm saying? We was close to selling out. We almost sold out this day now. So I'm finna double up. This the big day. It was 40 degrees outside in Florida. 40 degrees, and I sell smoothies. And I done doubled up on the product that I needed for the next day, right? I'm hurt. I'm like, God. So this is supposed to be like a $15,000 weekend, $10,000 weekend, right? That happened. I'm like, all right, I got to make a game day decision, right? We're going to go back to the store. So we finna buy everything they got hot.
Hustler.
We're going to buy everything, every hot cup they got.
Right.
We finna buy it. Every pack of hot cocoa they got, we finna buy it, right? So now what we did was we went and got that stuff. I didn't even have a way to make hot cocoa. We was putting that junk in the microwave. I had a microwave in the truck. I put a little milk in that thing, a little cream, mix that thing. I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. That thing come out steaming. Let me get that.
Yikes.
Let me get that. So I had to make an adjustment on the fly, bro. Instead of just sitting in it, dwelling in it, looking crazy, like, bro, let's just shut down, bro. It was a couple ice cream spots, a little snow cone. They just shut down. I'm like, bro, I can't afford to shut down right now. We got to figure this junk out.
Not this negative 59.
You know what I'm saying? We got to figure this junk out.
Right.
You know, so we did that. Next day, it got back hot. Boom, we killed it again. But that moment, bro, it made me adjust, bro. It was like, bro, you got to get right. You know what I'm saying? So once I did that, we got home. I started trying to hustle up. Start selling everything. Stop spending. I mean, it took me like a month to get back down to zero, right? So I got back down to zero, but it was cool. So I still had all these stores that I was operating. But as you know, if you ain't got no cash flow, it's hard to operate. So now employees mad because they checks late a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And really nobody know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Everything just moving as normal, right? Don't nobody know really but me and a couple other people that my back is really against this wall. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up shutting stores down. I'm like, bro, this one ain't, like, shut it down. This one ain't, like, shut it down. Let me get that equipment up out of there. I need to sell that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Let me shut that down, you know? And so finally, my big store that I had put all my money into, bro, I was like, man, I'm trying to hold on to this as much as I can because I know on the other side of this is where the glory gonna be, right? But it just came to the point where I was just like, man, I can't pay this lease. Like, I'm trying to do this. I don't went and got the merchant loans where they taking the 200 out every day.
Yeah, for sure. I did
know,
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Joint.
Where they busting my head, and I'm like, bruh. So I done did that. And so finally I ended up shutting the store down, and my wife was like, look, man, we've been trying to get to Atlanta. Like, what's up? You know, she a veterinarian. She can hold the fort down. So she was like, I'll hold the fort down. And she started applying to some jobs. First week, boom, she got offers all day.
Nice.
So she came, applied, and she like, hey, I got one. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? And so I had been planning on moving to Atlanta anyway, but it was just going, you know how sometimes you want to do something, but it takes something to happen for you to actually do it. You be forced to do it. That's really what happened. You know what I mean? So we shut down everything, got all my equipment out. I shut it down, and then we was on the way up here. I owned all my trucks. You know what I'm saying? So I got 2 food trucks. I own both of those, brought them up here, and my thing was, you know, everybody on IG, everybody on Facebook, everybody on all that stuff. You see Atlanta on TV, right? Anybody that I seen on TV, I'm pulling up. I was in the truck like, hey, I went to Jason first. I went to the law. I went in there, bro. I said, look, let me get your trainers and the owners. Come outside. I got something for you. I gave them all smoothies. And they like, whoa.
Yo, for sure. And I see you from that, like, really, I mean, Tyler Perry studio, all these celebs with the Smoothie Group. And you literally came in and went crazy in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to throw, because I definitely got to wrap up, because we gotta have a part 2. we gotta rock a part 2. But so if you could, over the next 5 years, 5-10 years, where do you see yourself over the next 5 years? Because I like to make predictions on the podcast, so that we can look at this 5 years from now and say, yo, he actually did what he said he was going to do. So next 5-10 years, where do you see yourself?
5 to 10 years, bro, I'm going to be in at least 3 airports. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in at least 3 airports. Atlanta is going to be sponsored by Smoothie Groove, right?
Sure.
Like, listen to what I'm saying.
Come on.
Atlanta is going to be, Smoothie Groove is going to be an Atlanta brand, right? When you think about Atlanta, it's going to be certain things that you have to do, right, when you come to Atlanta. Smoothie Groove is going to be one of those,
For sure.
right? We're going to be on a national stage. 5 years, we're going to be international, right? We're going to be international. We're going to make our footprint in other countries easily, easily, right? 10 years, we're going to dominate the market. We're going to own the industry as a whole. You know what I mean? And it's not on no, like, I mean, you mean you want to dominate? Like, no. When you think about, I want to make my name synonymous with a smoothie. When you think about a smoothie, I want you to think about Smoothie Groove, right? Just like Xerox and the printer, right? That's a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be synonymous with the product, right? And everybody that's coming through this industry will have to come through us in order to do anything in the industry.
I love it. Well, I want a franchise give me a truck. We're going to
Most
talk about it after this.
Most definitely.
But yo, listen, y'all will see Keon Smoothie Groove at Social Proof 2020. Because first off, all right, so he going to do his thing, but on the low, I'm trying to get my Disney World on, okay? We at Disney World, they own all the vendors, all the food. It goes to the house. So y'all going to see, we're going to create some type of food that people going to eat at Social Proof. And make sure y'all get a smoothie. So let them know how to find you, like all your avenues.
Yeah, so you can find us on every social platform. Smooth and Groove, that's SMOOTH, the letter N. Groove, GROOVE, that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, everything. Everything.
For sure.
Yes, sir. And if you need anything, man, we'll pull up to your event. And I mean, we're gonna change the way that people think about doing events now.
I love it. I love it. So when y'all see that Smoothie Groove truck pull up, make sure you get a smoothie. It will change your life. So follow my man, Keon Davis, and remember his name. We will see y'all April 2nd and 3rd at the Social Proof Conference. And you'll see him in the building. Man, I appreciate you, my brother.
Love.
Peace.